Instead of standing up for our democracy and democratic principles, President Trump cowered in the presence of Putin, and the entire world watched and saw that. Trump's eagerness to sell out America proves the Russians must have something, personally, politically, or financially, on President Trump. As DNI Dan Coates has said, the intelligence community has stated the Russians are once again waging a campaign to interfere in our elections. But President Trump continues to take the word of Russians, enthusiastically embracing their excuses, and the president gave a green light to continue to attack our democracy to the Russians.
Madam Leader, I thank you. We are gathered, the current and former members of the Intelligence Committee, to express our strong support for the men and women of the intelligence community who were denigrated by the President's performance yesterday, whose work, difficult work, often life-risking work, was undermined by the chief executive of the country, who disregarded their conclusions, who essentially sided with the perpetrator of the election interference rather than siding with his own Justice Department and intelligence community.
For myself, let me just say to our European friends, we value the NATO treaty. It's been the most significant military alliance in world history. We believe the European Union countries are our friends, and the Russians are not. They've demonstrated that in all the obvious ways over the last few years: the annexation of Crimea, the invasion of eastern Ukraine, not to mention the indisputable evidence that they tried to impact the 2016 election.
Support those alliances or to push back on Russia or the president's?
I think the Russians need to know that there are a lot of us who fully understand what happened in 2016, and it really better not happen again in 2018.
I think we need a readout on if there was any agreement. I don't mind meeting with our adversaries. Russia is definitely an adversary, but I want to make sure that we're being informed as to what any potential agreements were made and whether or not we think in Congress they make sense. So I think that's what we do going forward, is try to find out what the game plan is. If it's just a general discussion trying to restart a relationship, that's one thing. If there was agreement reached on Syria or anything else, I definitely want to know about it, and I think most members of Congress want to know about it also.
Senator, what's your overall assessment about the press conference?
I think it was a bad day for the president. I think he can fix it. I think he needs to fix it.
I mentioned myself that I thought it was shameful, and I never thought I'd see an American president throw the intelligence community under the bus like that and agree with a dictator, an authoritarian like he did. So it's not a good day for the country.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they've got to be reeling. I mean, when you have so many people on both sides of the aisle that have come out so strongly in condemning what happened, they've got to be reeling.